We are joined now by Michelle Gingras, the Red Bulls host and sideline reporter. We're talking about the World Cup because the United States beats Thailand by the count of 13-0. Couple of questions here, and Fernando covers the game of soccer as well. Did they run up the score? And B, when they scored the goals, when the issue was no question, did they over-celebrate those late goals?
You got to score goals. This has been a little bit caught and lost in context. When you are playing in this situation where goals count, goal differential counts, you need to score. But now you're seeing a sliding leg pit at 9-0, and it's a little bit confusing to me. It's a little bit tacky. I am sure that you have a little bit of context that I'm missing. I must be missing something.
Well, I just think you hit the nail on the head with the goal differential, right? Like, they're in a tough group with Sweden being in their group as well. Had the U.S. not scored as many goals as they could score, the U.S. could go out and play Sweden. Sweden could go out and play Thailand and run up the score, and then the U.S. would be at a disadvantage. So that just wouldn't be smart soccer. As far as the celebrations, there's been a lot going on from the time that they lost to Sweden in the Olympics and now. There's been lawsuits, there's been battles for who's going to be on this final roster. I think what you were seeing out there was just these women getting the chance to finally be out there on the biggest stage and just pure joy, just being so happy to celebrate, to win, to be together, to play together. This is a team that is #1 in the world. I think they needed to come out and set the tone and show that why they're #1 in the world. I have no issue at all with their celebrations. I think that, people celebrate things differently. You score a goal, you celebrate differently. I know we were watching the Megan Rapinoe goal, and that's her own.
She's a veteran, right? The question can be that some of the players here in the World Cup for the first time really obviously excited to score in international competition for the first time. But that player that you're talking about there, she's been around forever. Megan
Rapinoe is an incredible ambassador to the game. I have no issues with how she wants to celebrate. She's been through it. She is a mainstay on that team. She's a vocal leader. Anyone on that team, and the fans would agree that she is beloved. So if she wants to celebrate like that, it hasn't been the easiest journey for her either. There were times when she wasn't sure if she'd be on this roster, and this could be her last World Cup. So I think you have a very interesting mix of some of these veterans. You're looking at the bench players. Carly Lloyd, she was a huge part of the 2015 World Cup. Now she's on the bench. They don't know what their future holds. So you have them just being really happy to be back there and contributing. And then you have these debutantes who have never played on this stage before, and they're scoring 2 goals. Should they not be excited for the fact that they're performing on the biggest stage, things that they grow up dreaming of? I think it's fine.
I love all the celebrations. I just think, as a competitor, if you're one of the teams, like you're France watching that, you're thinking oh, yuck it up right now. But however, as an American, I'm quite excited that they have this match now.
Yes.
And that this is not the match that they're having right before the knockout
yes.
phase, right? Because playing against Thailand is just playing against a totally different team than playing against France, which we will probably see at some point.
And I think this was what you just said. It was a good game for them to ease into. It was a good game for these new girls who haven't played on the international stage to get those goals. You know how they always say you got to get your first one? Once you get your first one, you feel more comfortable. You get into your system, you know what you're doing. They needed that, and I think that was an excellent opportunity for them. Alex Morgan, 5 goals. I mean, is she not supposed to celebrate? She tied a record. She scored 5 goals in the World Cup. The women scoring 13 goals. That's another record. We witnessed history yesterday. That was historic.
Shep Messing, who you work with on the Red Bulls telecast, was on the show recently. He thinks France is going to knock out the United States. What do you think about that?
Yeah, he's got some hot takes. France is who he's got winning this whole thing. I think it's too soon to tell. If you go based on the United States' performance against Thailand, I would say that they're the clear-cut favorite. However, Thailand wasn't the best barometer. They have a much tougher competition in Sweden, and they have a hard game against Chile on Sunday. So I think once you see how they do in group play, you might have a better idea of who's going to have a chance in this tournament.
Now, Michelle, you do more than just cover the games, because we have video of you with the coach of the Red Bulls, Chris Armas, 5 a.m. on Monday?
Yeah.
You getting up,
dedication.
going to work with him at 5 a.m.?
Yes, he lives in Floral Park. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that, but I think it's fine. So we met him at 5 o'clock in the morning to ride to practice together, to get to know him a little bit better, because if you guys remember, he took over for Jesse Marsh about midway through the season last year. He was the assistant coach before, so this was a new role for him, and we really wanted fans to get a chance to just get to know him like we see him every day. You know,
But 5 a.m., Michelle?
Yeah,
Gotta
you know,
get to the
so I
office?
had to go on his terms, and so he goes to practice, and this is just a testament to the kind of guy he is and the preparation that he puts in. He leaves every morning at 5:30 in the morning, gets to New Jersey for the training facility by 7 a.m., and by the time the players roll in, they have a meeting around 10:30. I mean, the production that goes into that time from 7 a.m. to 10:30 is just incredible. Everything is so calculated, from just how they want to present content to the team for that day, if they're prepping for a game, what they do to prepare, and also how they make sure they present themselves. They want to be high energy. They want the players to buy into what they're saying. And there's a lot that goes into that. And we were talking about it, and he's like, it's kind of like when you go on a broadcast, right? You prepare for the broadcast. You want to make sure the fans are like trusting what you're saying, and you want to sound knowledgeable and incredible. Very much the same from his position. He wants the players to buy into what he's saying, and so there's a lot of like work behind the scenes that goes into that. So it was really cool to get to take a behind the scenes look at that, and then just to learn about his upbringing. You know, he's from the Bronx, but he grew up on Long Island. A lot of ties to other coaches in the area. His idol growing up was Shep Messing, which is just like so full circle for him now that Shep is a broadcaster on the team that he covers. So it was incredible to get a chance to spend some time with him.
Awesome. Thanks so much for all your perspective. Thanks for dropping by. For more great videos from the MSG 150, check out right there. And remember, our show is on Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10:30 p.m. on MSG Network and MSG Go.